From here down, it's just single steel welded on the corner. With the water being so low, the bottom of the boat keeps rubbing, and this back corner of the boat seems to keep, this panel here seems to keep pulling off. That JB Weld stuff or whatever I have now, it's some other product now. It holds as good as anything, but when you start scraping all these rocks in the riverbed, and the riverbed looks like this, it's all this. As soon as you start scraping rocks, this will hold up. But this wants to peel back. If it's deep water, no problem. That stuff will hold for years. When you start scraping river bottom, you're gonna have issues. So for a proper fix, I will have to use some angle iron, weld it on the inside or whatever. So when I get a good rain, it can come up an inch or two. That'll give me enough clearance where I'm not tearing this open again. Hopefully this doesn't kill my skin. Yes, sir. Look, that's nice. Okay. Going to float it down to the dock because I wouldn't mind getting the rest of that insulation and the tin roof and everything. Might have to wait for a rain. It's about as low as it gets right now, that's for sure. Oh, well. And it's breaking in 5/8. That ain't coming now. better than that. Yep. Two. Twice. You can only use a single barbless hook here, so nothing with no treble hooks, no barbs. I would say those were bull trout both times because they fought. It just felt so different from those pike minnows, those whitefish. Felt completely different. I had tension on the whole time and they popped off. So, but they are hitting right now. Let me tell you, holy. It was like instant, so. They keep getting off. That one's a oh, yes, there's a bull trout. I knew they were bull trout. That was a beautiful fish. Beautiful. They're hitting like crazy today. That was a magnificent looking fish. Catch and release for those. Oh, oh. The nights are going to start getting much colder. I have to start making some interior shiplap so I can put some boards on the wall, so I can therefore install the wood stove with a bit of a built-up hearth, sort of a platform for the wood-burning stove to sit on. No matter where I am in the process, I've got to get that wood stove put in. But in order to put that wood stove in like ASAP, I would like to get the boards on the wall just where the stove is, and then I can do the rest of the boards at a later date. So I've never made shiplap, I've never made a router table. I have to kind of re-educate myself a bit on this. It's not too complicated. Looks like we have some perfect bits here for, this is a perfect bit for making shiplap. I do not have the correct collet bit size for this 1/2 inch shank for this bit. This is here is for a 1/4 inch, so it fits these smaller bits just fine, like that. But yeah, so what's this? Oh, that's an insert. Oh my goodness, I don't believe it. Wow, that's cool. Never mind, problem solved. Remarkable design, holy jeez. Hats off to DeWalt, or the inventor. 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. Just like that. I was going to make a router table. You probably have to buy a router table that's made for DeWalt, or my only other option is to drill holes in this sub plate here, or on that one there. Screw it in with 4 screws, have your hole in there, flip it upside down, make a table. Then you have a router table, and you could run your boards through it. You know, so you'd have your lap sort of board, and you'd remove all that material there. But I do not want to start drilling holes in this thing. To buy new interior lap boards right now is crazy expensive. I just have to make everything. We have ourselves shiplap. Routers are like magic. There you go. I've decided it's best to take a break from the shiplap while I come up with some better ideas how I can mass produce it, and I just have to do a little bit more research and figure a few more things out. In the meantime, it's on to the next thing, and I will follow up more with shiplap in the next video. Organizing the house, little cabin, and that shed that I can never quite seem to really get a handle on. And check it out, I got some laundry. I'm feeling good now that everything's kind of cleaned up. A town trip sometime this week, I don't know, I was kind of thinking of going just before dark and camping out tonight. Or I can go on Saturday after I get my video out. So I'm just going to think it over the next few hours. It's funny because I could stay here for weeks on end and not have to really get anything, or I can get it now before the rain sets in. So it's just small things, and I got to get it. So pretty good for food. I actually have quite a lot. So the garden's producing. I've noticed it's really offset a lot of the purchasing and carrying all that stuff out here as well. Last bit of organizing. I have decided to go to town tomorrow, and today it's so beautiful. I'm going to go down river and pick up some insulation, possibly even some tin roofing. I have it all staged on the beach at my neighbor's place, 7 kilometers down river. Got to give it a few minutes now. Well, I think we'll be going through this much water in a few spots, so let's give it a go. Gravel bar, that just about ripped me out of the seat. That's how low it is. Silly. I had this stupid thing in the lock position. One of the only times I've ever done it. Like twice. Both times I caught once a rock and then now. That's why it jerked me so bad. The motor didn't get a chance to kick up. Both times I did that, it smacked something. Really stupid mistake. Here's unlock. It'll come up when it hits something. Of course, it was on the lock position for that. I literally almost came right out of the seat. Like I was like falling overboard here. That's why this thing's on. If I had it in the unlock position, like it should be, like right there, it just kicks up and the boat doesn't jerk around like that. There's the old motor from way back in the day, a couple years ago. Six sheets of tin roof. Heavier gauge than the previous stuff. You can really notice it when you're picking it up. I'm grabbing 2 sheets at a time and I'm struggling with, they're not even that big either. Good morning, everyone. A town trip. Get the supplies up, get everything else up before you get into mud season or whatever, the rain season. So a few more big trips, I would say. I feel like I'm nearing the end of all that stuff. What's the big one there? The insulation and the tin is all at the neighbors. 12 of them. And I have to buy the cord for that, cable for that. There's been a lot of thinking and talk and ideas going around and messages and emails and about water, hydropower. There's options out there. By the way, I cannot divert water here. A lot of people have also messaged and said, why don't you just, where the dock is upriver from the dock, establish logs or all this stuff. Actually got this right here. It's pretty much right in line with the dock. I can't remember what high water's like in this spot, but it could be calm. But now that I think of it, this is sort of a calm back eddy, and it's because of this berm or whatever, the bank there. I've also had tons of messages about why don't you build up riprap and rocks and stuff, and actually on the salmon bearing rivers in this part of British Columbia, you can't really do much with rivers. You can't really dig them up. You can't divert water. So back to the hydropower thing, I cannot cut paths through anything to force water into a little hose and turbine, that kind of thing. The only legal option I can do is have a sort of turbine that would sit on top of the water floating, or even sort of a submersible. Can't divert water in any way, can't move rock or earth. No earthworks at all, not allowed. I'll be getting a massive fine if I ever started digging up the riverbanks. I was parking the boat there, it was always calm water. I think this might actually be okay. It's hard to say. It could be extremely swift right here. The other thing is, I don't really care if it gets washed away, to be honest. It was more for experiment, and it was also, it's one of the only times I've kind of caved in to what I was hearing so many comments about. Get a dock, get a dock, get a dock. And I keep saying, there's no docks out here. There's lots of people who own boats like I have, and they have property in multiple valleys going east or west. Zero docks, zero. Like I say, they're western rivers. They're not And is it important to me? Not really. Like, they're not important to me whatsoever, basically. All my supplies and everything I've had to get here is mostly here. One thing you do see is steps carved into the ground. I'm sure I could get away with that. That'd be allowed, why not? Anyway, just rambling away here. And one more thing, the bull trout, they're ravenous in here right now. And I don't know why it's catch and release on bull trout in this river. Because literally, I'm like the only person who even fishes. There's zero fishing pressure, with the exception of maybe the odd heli fisherman or whatever. So, yeah. No fishing pressure, but I can't keep bull trout and throw it in a frying pan. I don't get it. That leak is not past. I don't know what's going on. Ooh. Ooh, the rut is on. We have here a fresh rub. Forgot I have to get the mail today. Going to the village. I do believe I have something from Blue Eddy. I'm doing about one integrated ad per month with Blue Eddy. But I don't even know what they sent me. Let's find out. Okay, so you stop and say hello to some people, and like an hour later, you finally on the road once again.
I'm going to start with the word of the year in my new book.
Check out this boat. And ignore the trailer down here, but here we have a tunnel jet. Here's a better. Look at this one here. I have to be careful with copyright because of that music in the background. Check it out. It funnels water into the middle. And you never have to worry about this thing smashing into gravel. That thing is really cool. I knew of the boat, but I wasn't aware of the underside design like that. That's cool. I had no idea about that. Two-stroke marine for motor. Pickling jars down there. A couple cases for the old vehicle. A bunch of fishing lures. Look at this. A K-mat. Hooks. A glow thing. Actually quite a chocolate bar. A mirror. And a filter. Okay, what does Shawn want to bring? I would like some chairs and a table. I thought I had a second chair like that, but I guess I only have one. Nice dirty table. Last thing on the list is a grocery stop, and then we have a major success of stuffing the vehicle with a bunch of crap. And that. Chairs up there. Plywood, more on the plywood later. Table, jerry can. Laundry. What else? All this stuff. We have cable for solar and a kit to crimp the cables for the solar. I got here yesterday around 4 or 5 p.m. and then ever since this morning, it's about 4 p.m. now. Really got to get going because I do not want to be scrambling in the dark. So burnt out on groceries. I really gotta fill the freezer up with some stuff. Me and a few friends put in British Columbia what you call a group entry. It's 4 people. We have success on a big male bull moose. I have a couple friends to go rescue downriver. They couldn't get up the river with their boat, so they camped out overnight. But I don't know what the situation is. I think maybe their boat was overloaded, or it's just a lot of shallow water right now too, so. What do you guys think of my new hoodie from Tufta? Let's give it a wear. Well, it's going to get a good test here on the river. It's pretty cold out. It's pretty, not cold, but it's definitely cool. I like it. Well, the fellas camped out, and let's see how they're making out. The weather's been good. Well, got all their stuff. There's an issue with the boat there that they have. They're gonna go back and take the trail in. Yeah, they're just gonna limp their boat back basically, and then I'm just gonna take all their stuff up to my place. I'll spend the rest of the day, probably late into the night, editing for tomorrow's video.